Henry Cavill is going to be leading the charge on a live-action Warhammer show. Boom! Mind blown. And to celebrate that announcement, I'm going to take Henry's head and I'm going to put it on a Space Marine. And I'm not talking about this little guy. I got something a lot bigger in store. I got a feeling there may be a few people out there who stumbled across this video because of Henry Cavill but have no idea what Warhammer 40k is. Now, let me give it to you in a nutshell. The tagline is, in the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. And that pretty much sums it up. It's a sci-fi setting set in space 40,000 years in the future, basically, where humanity is besieged on all sides by strange creatures, chaos demons, and all different types of alien races. Now, luckily, humanity has developed a genetically modified super soldier called a Space Marine who's completely suited out in power armor and holds these immensely powerful weapons called bolters. Now, there's a ton of information to learn on this world, so I suggest you guys go out and do some research and immerse yourself in it because it's absolutely fascinating. Now, Warhammer 40k started around 87, I believe, and is essentially a tabletop war game using different types of miniatures where two armies battle it out. It's since moved into video games, trading cards, audio books, animations, a whole ton of stuff. But this is the first time ever that it's going to be in live action, and it couldn't be in better hands. Now, what's cool about this is that Henry has been a Warhammer 40k fan for a long time, and he's even been on multiple talk shows and talking about his love for the hobby, building and painting and playing these games. So you know that he's going to have a real respect for the franchise and the IP moving forward. Now, he made an announcement on his Instagram the other day, and I quote, "For 30 years, I've dreamt of seeing a Warhammer universe in live action. Now, after 22 years of experience in this industry, I finally feel that I have the skill set and experience to guide a Warhammer cinematic universe into life. Partnering with Natalie Visco at Vertigo has been a blessing beyond words. Without her, we might not have found the perfect home in Amazon. And having a home like Amazon will give us the freedom to be true to the massive scope of Warhammer. To all you Warhammer fans out there, I promise to respect this IP that we love. I promise to bring you something familiar, and I endeavor to bring you something fantastic that is, as of yet, unseen. Our first step is to find our filmmaker, creator, and writer. Watch this space, my friend." Oh man, it's gonna be so cool. Now, the 40k universe is absolutely massive. I mean massive. It's Star Wars level massive, if not bigger. So I can only hope that all of us fans kind of come together and support this first step into this universe. I'm sure there's lots of different aspects of this universe. Some people want to see Chaos Demons or Imperial Guard or Eldar or Tau or just Space Marines or the Horse Heresy or whatever it is. I just hope that we can all come together and really support this first project so we can kick this universe off in style. So guys, let's get to 3D printing. Even though I was right in the middle of a project, when I heard this announcement, I had to stop everything because I figured, man, I really need to turn Henry into a Space Marine. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pop on Blender and take this really cool Space Marine file that I found and this really cool Superman file that I found and try to mash them together so I can get Henry Cavill's head on a Space Marine body. Let's get at it. The first thing I had to do was scale down Henry Cavill's head to fit the Space Marine helmet. Once I had this done, I had to position his head to match the pose of the Space Marine body. Basically, I used the eyes and the bridge of the nose here to line things up. Then I had to add a cube and use a Boolean modifier to cut the head from the body. Once I had a nice clean cut, I extruded the faces on the neck to give me something to work with. Then I took the little peg off the helmet of the Space Marine, inserted a little cylinder, used a snapping modifier to snap it to the little peg, and then I had something to work with to kind of build up the turtleneck structure. Once I had that done, the head fit perfectly down into the body. Then it was time to go into sculpt mode and add some scarring. Put a little scar on his eyebrow and one on his chin. Then I added some of these little metal pieces. I'm not sure what they are. If you guys know, let me know in the comments. I think they're some sort of cybernetic implant. So I aligned these with his forehead, duplicated it, and added 2 of them. Then I went back into sculpt mode and added some scarring around these implants. Once that was done, I threw it into Chi Toolbox Pro, oriented the pieces, and for these larger ones, I went ahead and hollowed them so I wouldn't use as much resin. Now this is really important. Once you hollow a model, don't forget to go in and add some drain holes. I usually try to hide them somewhere in the model where they won't be seen. Once that was done, I changed the settings on my supports so that their connection depth and diameter was a little less to leave less scarring. Chi Toolbox Pro does an awesome job with automatic supports. Now there's going to be a ton of supports on the inside that I'm not going to be able to do anything about, but that's okay because I wanted to make sure there were no islands that were going to be unsupported and ruin my print. I did this for all the pieces. You can see here I sliced them up on my Frozone Muddy 4K. This particular print was going to take about 8 hours and cost about $5.50. Then this is my Anycubic Photon. Use this to do up all the rest of the pieces. Same process. This was going to cost about 90 cents to take about 2 hours. Then using Ultimaker Cura, I threw in this base. It was going to have a bad bottom, so I mounted it down into the print bed by 0.5 millimeter. That'll create a nice flat surface for that first layer. Then I sliced this thing up, and this was going to cost about $1.67, take about 7 hours. I loaded up some Frozone Aqua Gray 4K resin, inserted the flash drives, and we got to printing. I really got to take a second here and acknowledge and appreciate all my Patreon members. You guys are awesome. You're so motivating for me to keep pushing my boundaries and make the best videos possible. If anybody is interested in my Patreon at all, I do a lot of cool stuff over there. I'll link it in my description below. Once all these things were removed from the supports, it was time to go ahead and wash it up. I washed these things between 5 to 7 minutes. Some of them floated because they were hollowed, so I had to sink them. Then I checked on the print set of the Anycubic. Everything came out perfectly, and this is a magnetic build plate, so it snaps off real easy. But you want to make sure you give it a nice clean before you put it back in the machine. Crispy. I like to cure these for about 4 minutes, does the job here. And my FDM print came out nice as well. Then it was time to slice up Henry's head. This thing was a quick print, only going to take a couple of hours, 30 to 40 cents. And that was the last print for this job. Here we go, the last and most important part of this whole build. Henry's head, let's get it washed and cured. See if we got any details in it. LV427 Designs is the sponsor for today's video. They make some epic interior sci-fi terrain across all types of genres, one of my favorite being the large ship hangar bay. It's an amazing file and would make a great centerpiece to an epic gaming table. You can go onto their website and use code D20-15 for 15% off anything on your first order. Link is in the description below. Make sure to check it out. So as you guys know, LV427 Designs has been sponsoring this channel for a while, and they've been running a contest to win a free 3D printer of your choice valued up to $400. And I'm super excited to announce the winner of that printer, Jacob Strickland. Jacob, you got yourself a new printer. Congratulations. For a one-day project, this thing was a lot of fun to print and build. I really want to drop everything and just paint them, but I can't because this is Facility D20. We're always making cool stuff. And I got this Cadia stands project that I've been working on for the past 2 weeks that I want to finish. So if you want to see that, smash subscribe. And please let me know in the comments if you want me to do a video of me painting this thing. I'll definitely do that because I think it's going to look really cool when it's painted. So let's take a final look at Warhammer's new champion, Henry Cavill. I'm really happy how this thing turned out. It's a nice, beautiful print. The head turned out absolutely cool. I've got a ton of cool videos on my channel. I've got a few linked here. Make sure you stick around and check them out.